guys, welcome back to the Den. Today's video we're going to be talking about my 4 tips that'll help you pass your real estate exam. So if you're thinking about entering the real estate field, there are 3 milestones you really need to think about before you start the journey. First is making it through your 72 hours worth of pre-licensing courses. Then the next part is passing your real estate exam, of course. And last but not least is filling out your application for your license. So now at this point, you've passed your 72 hours worth of pre-licensed courses. What do you do next? First tip I have for you guys is make sure to schedule your exam. Schedule your exam ASAP after you finish your 72-hour courses. Don't be like me. Don't wait for weeks in between passing your 72 hours worth of courses and then scheduling your exam, because I know how easy it could be to be excited. Your adrenaline's rushing, you pass your classes, and then you think this information is going to stick with you, but you don't realize how fast you start losing that information once you pass that your 72 hours worth of courses. Schedule your exam no later than 2 weeks out after you pass your 72 hours worth of pre-licensed courses. The next tip I have for you is study, study, study. Now, the ironic part about that is it seems like you have everything and nothing at the same time as far as information. Why? Because you're flooded with all of this information. If you go back and look at the first video I have in this series, I have the actual manual, the book, for all the answers or questions that could be on the Missouri real estate exam, and it's hundreds of questions. None of them are wrong, and they all could be on there. Most people would think the same way that I did. What do you study for? How do I know what to study for? Luckily, if you're watching my videos, you have the sections that tell you in the national portion and the state portion on what sections to study for on your real estate exam right here. So take advantage, pause the video, write down the sections and study each one of those sections. Study up on each one of these sections and know and learn as much as you can and be ready for that test. The third tip of the day is when you go in to take your test, read every question twice. Don't rush through the questions. Make sure you read it twice. Have an understanding of what the question is, and then it won't hurt to read each answer before you start to think about what that right or wrong answer is. And it's always a rule of thumb to be able to eliminate 2 of the wrong answers before you pick your right answer. And tip number 4 is strategize. Be strategic about the way you're taking your test. The test is more strategic and will try to slip you and trip you up and make you pick the wrong answers and not be so confident about the information you know. But remember, you know this. You have the information in your brain. You studied hard. You passed your 72 hours, so you know what you're talking about or thinking about anyway. And don't second guess yourself. Be confident. I have one more tip or strategy for you guys today to help you pass your exam. Now, remember, guys, when you go into your PSI Institute to take your test, if you are sitting in seat, you need to show up 30 minutes before your test. They say that's mandatory. Most time it only takes around 5 minutes to get you guys registered. While you're waiting, make sure you do this, because they will provide you with scratch paper for this test. Take your time. You have 20 plus minutes to sit there and write all your formulas that you remember down and do exactly what I'm telling you now. Make sure that you have 3 columns on your sheet of scratch paper. On the left hand side, you want to write A. At the top of the next column, you want to write math. And on at the top of the next column, you want to write guess. On the left hand side, under your A column, you want to write 1 through 5 down, because you're going to skip those. And I've learned in my Missouri real estate manual that I had from the first video that usually the first 5 questions are kind of random all over the place, and they could very well be math questions or more questions to make you think. And it's been proven that your brain takes time to switch from analytical thinking, which is math, to more of the nuanced thinking of questions and trying to understand, say, vocab. So you want to skip those. Let's continue on with 6 and on. When you get to, let's say, 9, and 9's a math question, you want to write that math question down or the number down there and mark it on the test and skip those as well. Let's say 9, 25, 33, and 57 are all math. We're not going to do any of those until we get all the way through the rest of the questions, and then we double back and do 1 through 5. After then, you can go ahead and start on your math questions. You have the time. You don't have to worry about going back and answering any vocab questions or anything about land. you can just all focus in on math. It makes it a lot easier. You don't have to think about what's next. You know what's going to come next, and every question in this column is math. You're not stressed out about what else you have to answer. You just get into math mode, arithmetic and formulas, and knock these questions out. Now, if you have any other questions that you really don't know or you having a hard time with, you don't have an infinite amount of time to do these questions. Maybe a minute or so to do these questions. So you don't have a lot of time to ponder on questions that you really don't know. So you put those in the guess section. When those are all said and done, you go ahead and do the guesses. Go through the guesses and just mark what you think the best answer is in there. And I guarantee this is going to help you guys pass that test. You're going to go in strategic. You're going to go in with more confidence because it's strategic, not having to bounce all around, and give yourself the best chance to pass this test. Look, guys, I know it's not the best. I'm not a professional at this. We're all just going through the motions, and together we can make the best out of these situations. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys have a little bit more confidence, and I hope you guys pass your test. Make sure you get into the comment section and let me know if you passed. If you didn't pass, this is a place where we can all get together and help each other and push each other to the next level. Until next time, everybody, peace.